Today we have a couple things to talk about. The first one is called motion of the line, and that is pretty simply it's can you tell whether the notes are getting higher or getting lower. So I have a song called Ave Maria composed by Bach and Gounod here, and it's just a really simple melody line, but there's lots of different ups and downs in the notes, and we're going to take a look at up and down, or high and low. So we start on space 4 and go to line 5. So we are going up there, and then from line 5 to the space above the staff, that's an up. Change this color actually so we can see. I'll do up in pink and down in blue. But then we go from space above the staff to line 4. So that we're going down. We go back up to space 4, and then we have another large upward motion from space 4 to the first ledger line above the staff. And then we go from essentially high do to low do is what it sounds like. From the ledger line above the staff to space 2, this line steadily goes up, and then it goes back down. So hopefully you can tell that. I did that for you, but hopefully you can tell we're going up, and then down. Sometimes it is subtle because they are right next to each other, but that's kind of how it goes. So from line 4 to the space above the staff, we go up, so we're up here. Then we have another octave leap, what sounds like high do to low do, from space above the staff to line 2. And again, we go up and then down. So right here and right here, we have the same shape. Are they the exact same notes? No. But we have a large distance down and then stepping back up and down a little bit, a large distance down, stepping back up and down a little bit. And actually, we've got one more down and then stepping back up. And then this one is a little different because it continues to go down, but the shape of these three is very similar. So they're not going to sound exactly the same, but they sound similar enough, and you can see that they do have a similar shape. Continuing up, up, stay the same, and then we go up again. So if I get my little piano app out here, you can see it's just a little piano, and play this for you and kind of sing along too. So, oops. So this is really supposed to be higher, but this is the morning, and if I tried to sing this now, it would sound like garbage. So we're going to go one sound lower. So we have ba, ba, a little bit higher, ba, 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 and that's where we end it. So you can see what I sang was what you saw, the shape that you saw there. If you continue to sing or play an instrument, you're going to have to do something similar to what I just did. And I cheating isn't the right word, but I already knew this song, which is how I was able to pick it for you. So I wasn't sight reading at that time. Although I will completely be honest with you, I totally made up the ending there. I have no idea if that's correct or not, what I sang. No idea. But I used my ability to see this is higher. It's quite a bit higher. This is a little bit higher. It stayed the same, and then it got a little and a little bit higher. So I used my seeing of the shape that we looked at over here to guide my notes. Were they right? Probably not quite, but were they close? Probably they were close. And as you go through, you're going to be expected, if you continue music, to look at music and figure out how it sounds. Nobody is going to have you echo them with your instrument or with your voice forever. You're going to be responsible for reading the music, which is one of the reasons that we spend so much time learning notes, learning rhythms, learning, notes on the staff, and practicing that reading ourselves, is because you are going to have to do it by yourself if you keep going. And of course, as you practice, you get better. But something that's super important and really, really helpful, especially when you're at the beginning of this process, is to be able to look and say the note's getting higher, the note's getting lower, that kind of thing. In that same space in learning is identifying how large the space is between the notes. So we've got steps, skips, and leaps. And as we go, the spacing gets larger. So steps are the notes that are right next door. You can see we've got line 2, space 2, line 3. They are all right together. It includes lines and spaces. It's right in a row. It could be do, re, mi, or so, la, ti, or ti, do, re. All of them, they have to be right next to each other, right together. That's how it works. You see my example here. We can also go down. I can step down. I can do line 5, space 4, line 4, and be stepping down instead. Ba-da-da, da-da-da. Was that exactly right? Maybe not, but you get the idea. So that's steps. They're right next door. There is no spaces in between them. It is absolutely everything in a row. Then we come over to skips here. And with the skips, we are going from space to space to space, or line to line to line. We are skipping the note in between. And since there's a pattern with our staff of line, space, line, space, line, space, line, we are skipping either the spaces or the lines. So you've got bum, 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 bum. We're not paying attention to those lines for this one, for the spaces for this one. And of course we can go down as well. If I were to go down, I would do something like this. Spaces, if I were to go down, I would go just with the spaces there, you can see. So those are skips. Only one place between the two notes, only one option between the two notes is skipped. So this would be like, while this would be do, re, mi, this would be do, skip re, mi, skip fa, so. Do, mi, so. Only one is skipped though. Because when we come over here to leaps, get a new color, go purple. When we come over here to leaps, leaps are 2 places or more. So you can see there's some big gaps in here. And if you want to know how many places, let's go back and we'll count, and I'll show you how to count. From here, 1, from here to here is 1. So we have 1 and we have 1. They're right next to each other. When we get to the skips, 1, we're skipping 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're skipping the 2. But when it comes to leaps, we have to count to, we have to be on, no, I think I did that wrong, hold on. So you've got 1, 2, so sorry, it's 2. So we start here, we have 1, 2, start here, 1, 2. Oh goodness. Okay. I'm on a roll and I'm almost out of time for this morning, so erase what I just said in your brain. We're going backwards starting with the steps here, you're going to start here and go up 1. Start here and go up 1. So you're just going to 1. Final answer. That's the right answer. Then for the skips, you're going 2. So you start here, 1, 2. Start here, 1, 2 is 2. For the leaps, start here, 1, 2, 3. You have to do 3 or more. From here to here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. So steps right next door, you start here, you go up 1. Skips every other, 1, 2, 1, 2, and leaps 3 or more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the bigger it is, it's a leap. And if you think of like stairs, or like if you think of rocks, like going across a little river or a little brook that you're going to cross, you can take a step from one rock to the other if they're right next to each other. If they're small and they're next to each other, you could even skip one rock and go every other rock. But if there's a lot and they're far apart, and they're very far apart, you're going to have to leap to the next rock, right? So the farther apart they are, the bigger the space in between. That's when we go up and up and up. So going over here back to our Ave Maria, we're going to do leaps in purple. We're going to do skips in green. Oh, I don't know why it's being cranky all of a sudden. In green. And we're going to do steps in this darker pink here. So first we have 1. So this is a step. Counting again. 1, a step. Is this going down 1? Nope, we're going to leave it and we'll come back. From here to here, 1, that is a step. From this note to that note, are they right next to each other? No, they are not. From this note down to this note, are they right next to each other? Nope. But are all 5 of these, 6 of these right next to each other? Yes, they are. We go step up, step up, step up, step up, step down. Then from this note to this note is not a step. From this note down here, not a step. But again, just because we know this is true because we saw this pattern when we were looking at the motion of the line, direction of the line. All of these are steps. This guy to this guy, nope. This guy to this guy, nope. But these people, all steps till we get to here. From there to there, nope. But from there to there, yep. From this note up here, nope. But these are steps. We stay the same, and then these are steps. Let's go back and see if we have any skips. So a skip is just 1 note difference. So we're going from line to line or space to space. This note down to this note, nope, that's a space to a line, cannot be a skip. This note to this note, space to line, can't be a skip. This note to this note, line to space, can't be a skip. This note to that note, line to space, can't be a skip. Here to here, space to line, line to space, line to space. That's a line to line. We're at line 3, we're at line 4. That is a skip. Line 3 to line 4. And now by process of elimination, you're also smart that you've already figured out that everything that's left is a leap. That space is bigger than a skip. These are some big intervals. Intervals are the distance between 2 notes. And those are some bigger intervals. And so this right here is our smallest leap. So we're going from space 2 to line 4. If we went from space 2 to space 3, that would be a skip. This is 1 above that, so it is a leap. When we're looking at leaps as well, when we're looking at skips as well, kind of how when we first started learning notes, we talked about lines and spaces. We've got, here's space 1, here's space 2, here's space 3. Why you gotta be like that? Ugh, I think it's starting to get mad at me. Give it just a second.